So guys, we're back, hopefully with a less brain frazzled episode. Yeah, we're just gonna be continuing with Remy. Yeah, don't know what to say, so yeah. So guys, I don't know what I did, but I'm bad with Remy. Or not Remy. Yeah, Remy. I thought the last date went pretty well. Um, Maybe it was something in the skip dialogue. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna go with the. You're gonna go with the journey with me real quick, because I didn't check the status last time. So this is after the second date. Huh. Yeah. Okay. No, because I did end it bad, didn't I? You're gonna call him pathetic. But how? Like. Well, I. Shit. I guess you'll be seeing part of the date again when I get it good? I don't know. How am I messing with Remy so bad? I don't know. You'll see it cut this sometime, I guess. Who knows how much I'll have to redo. So, yeah. Alright, so guys, we're back in the date. So I did the wiki, because, like, I don't know, to see what I did wrong, and it didn't really seem like I did anything wrong. The only thing I can really see I did doing wrong is, something at the end, is one of the ending options, which is how I fucked up the first date. So that caused it. So, wiki said look at the pictures just for the things, that's what I did, so I chose, so, I'm just going to dialogue again, and it's like, I picked this one. And it's like, yeah, first person to come in a while, and then they can mention the pictures. And so it's down for that. Really? So there's pictures on my coffee table. I thought I might have a family. Oh no, that's in the past. I'm not even sure why those photos are still there. And I don't actually have children. The pictures of the young dragon was the product of a silly little program that combined photos. They'd take images of two people and create what the pair's offspring would supposedly look like. I want some children of my own though. I see. How about you, Resin? Would you like to have children one day? Personally, no. I don't think that's something for me. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not for everyone. It must require a lot of hard work. Alright, and well, this is where another jump cut will be. Alright, so this is the, apparently the final choice. So let's pick this one. I don't know why asking, can you report or something, would get you to fuck up the date. But, yeah, so you should resign, consequences be damned. That's easier said than done. Maybe I should consider it. I just want to have a nice evening with you, Alexander Lucas. I shouldn't put that up. But you did, or oh, don't worry about it. I think it is still a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sour person. I can help you clean up. Can someone please explain to me why? What? How does this option lead to you just calling him pathetic and leaving? How? What the? Like, literally doing the options, like, off the wiki. There was barely anything I changed. Just like Bananas, I mostly did it right, except for this final option. Why are Remy's final options so polarizing? Like that one, it was a completely fine response. He says, "Oh, I'm being ridiculed at work. Hey, can you report or something?" That's a perfectly fine response. Both the top and bottom were perfectly fine responses. There's no... I don't know. Maybe it was an option I picked early on. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Resin. Well, glad I got that, sir. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterward, we said our goodbyes, and I left. Not sure what to think. And then this is where the next investigation happens, and you'll see a jump cut to when we go to the third date, because... Yeah, because I probably got impressed this time, right? Good. Good. Whatever. I don't. You are so polarizing. I don't understand. I. Why does it all hinge on one final option? Alright, guys, here we are. He's here because I got good with him instead of bad because for some reason just saying, yo, why don't you report him is apparently the worst option in the world. So this is probably going to be a longer episode today because I'm going to get Remy and I'm not going to try to pronounce it today. Anyway. Hey, Remy. Hello, Bryson. Is there any particular reason why you want to meet me here? I enjoy tattoo parks as well. I've been here before. A few times, once or twice. Once or twice canonically. Well, I guess not canonically. Canonically would be a few times. I don't really care. Also, I appreciate you calling me again. I see. Well, what do you think of it? It's pretty idyllic. It's pretty romantic. It's nothing special. I think I know what idyllic means, but it's just called romantic. You think so? Yeah, just look at those trees. This would make a nice spot for a date, really. I agree with that. You mentioned you wanted to talk to me about something. No, you didn't? Yes, well, about that. I have a lot on my mind, and I felt like I needed to tell someone. I would burn you if I had anyone else to talk to, but the simple fact is that I don't. Hey, you can talk to me, Remy. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not a problem. What's on your mind? I don't even know where to begin. Do you feel like there is an emptiness inside you? That every day is the same, joyless routine that you wish you could escape, but you can't? Oh boy, do I ever. Oh boy, do I ever. I see. Is this about Amira again? Well, it's not just about her. But working with her doesn't make things any easier. To think that just a few years ago, I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story. We have a lot of time, make it a quick one, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. Make it a quick one, so mean. Okay, well. A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent and factually backed opinions on community topics. It was supposed to help not only politicians, but also the general populace. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reported our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure the end results were based on verifiable facts. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on difficult topics. We found the truth and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from them. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because the conclusions of each individual member were often very different, it could never be said that they were biased. It was during one such assignment that I met a certain person named Amelia. My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from my company. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She's an inventor, and her group was looking for ways to streamline hospital processes and tests by utilizing new technology. The first time I saw her was when our committee watched her group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether their claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grant, but when she recognized me in a restaurant a while later, we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She just wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way, she reminded me a lot of myself. We kept seeing one another, and we grew close. Before long, we were dating. It felt so right. I thought our relationship was about to become very serious, but when she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Then she informed me a research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects, and while I intended to stay impartial on the matter, she would probably be seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided not to meet again until the grant winner was determined. We hadn't expected her group to get it, but in the end, they did. We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would put both of our jobs in jeopardy. In the end, we decided to wait and made a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to her team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have ensured that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. We never got that far. I only know the rest of what happened from various reports, but apparently, Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued to work from home as best she could. The project was already behind schedule, and she didn't want to ignore it. I'm guessing Amelia is actually Anna. Maybe. Did they date? I don't remember. People were critical and very curious to see what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure if she took some days off to recuperate. So every day, she continued working on the project until the deadline. One day evening, she went out to pick up her medication, in addition to something to help her stay awake. But she was sick and overworked. The combination of the prescription side effects and the supplement caused her to collapse. No one was around to see her fall. When she was found the next day, she was covered in a blanket of fresh snow. Okay, it's not Amelia. Or Anna. It was too late. She froze to death during the cold winter night. If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But she died out there, all alone. All because we kept our relationship a secret. Why are you watching? We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some things were just not meant to be, it seems. If I did identify the moment my life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. My heart was ripped out in that moment. And now, only emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. If you saw those pictures in my apartment, even my home is a reminder of them. We were going to move into that apartment together. And it's time when I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said it was red like her scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me, in a way. For so long, I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish I could stop, because I know it's killing me. But I've been doing it for so long that I don't think I can. Yet in some way, holding on to Amelia has helped me. When I look back on all those happy memories we made, Emery's bullying hurts a little less, if only because those memories hurt so much more. And I would love my job if it wasn't for Emma. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of the others that never closes. Some days, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can. I'm not sure if there's anything that can fill the void. Have you ever talked about this? I remember you said you wanted to have children. Okay, this is also with the exclamation point. What was the... You guys remember what this was about? Wait, no, this is about, That's new. Vara. When a mother collapsed. Okay, so... I'm assuming this is tied to the ending, seeing how you need both pieces of information, right? So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save this moment, remember number 6, and come back to this when going for its ending, because this is the third chapter 3, Remy 3. So if it had any significance, it would be here. So, Remy, I am really, really fucking sorry, but we will get to your good ending. Luckily I have the information already. I guess I did everything somehow in just the right order, because I already had the information leading up to them, like, every time, except for what was her fate? Downfall. Come on, she's the, like, first top pick. Adine. God, that's kind of sad. Adine. I went to where I was supposed to go. I physically went there to get the thing, but it didn't give me the thing because you have to get the bad ending first. But otherwise, I would have got the good ending. Anyway. Yes. So, sorry, Remy. Bad ending first. I really hate to do this to you, but we'll get there. No, I don't think I could. Not with a stranger. Thank you, Resin. Getting all that off my chest has helped me a lot. No problem, Remy. Anything else on your mind? Well, there was this whole argument. There's this whole thing about that now. Yeah, you mentioned her last time. Huh? Oh my god. Please don't tell me this was in a phone call. If it was in a dialogue option, I could have, like, maybe gone down. Then fine. Then fine. Wait a second. Or is this referring to when you do the date with Anna and you meet him outside, which I guess I should have done. Whoops. Well, maybe another one. Anyway, you didn't talk about Anna this entire time. Okay, game. Seriously, I like you. It's 4 years old. I know you're still updating it because it was an update that came out a couple months ago. Why? Anyway, who knows what horrible things she's working on in the lab. There's nothing I can do to stop her. You do what you could. Dress it up to threat. What? Okay. Okay, this is critical. This is... Holy shit. What? Okay. I've already said my piece on magic. Why did I touch my glasses? Fucking great. I can't fucking see out of them. Fuck it. Anyway, I've already said my pieces on shit like this. God damn it. I guess so. I can't help but feel a little pity for it too. With the condition, I imagine the ministry's disapproval must have been a tough pill to swallow. What are you talking about? She is cancer. I see. Who knows how much longer she has? Knowing that, every day must be difficult for her. He paused and gave me an embarrassed smile. Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot. I don't mind. There must be a lot on your mind too. There is now, because there is so much missing dialogue in your path. When the fuck did we talk about reporting Anna to the authorities? I don't know what to pick on this part. Is this another one of those deal breaker things where it's like, oh, because you picked this option, we are now in a very, 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 very bad path, even though both options could have been perfectly fucking fine. Mary's path is an absolute mess, bro. Anyway, fuck it, we'll see what is on my mind, because apparently there's something on my mind. Since I work with Mia, I know all the details surrounding you and Risa. Not many do. Many rumors are going around town. At this time, you've been working up to this, right? Yeah. And now you're hunting the person who was supposed to be a partner. That must be really hard for you. I came here because I want to do the right thing. Nothing else has changed. What kind of person is Risa anyway? The guy has stops at nothing to achieve what he believes in. I can see that. But you've already witnessed just how far this can go. What do you think about him? Also, I'm not sure. Back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason, as weird and twisted as it may be. And what about you? I have my own principles. I see. How's your hunt for Risa going anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any idea of his whereabouts. In the end, we're just following his trail of murder and destruction. Fuck was that? People are afraid. The rumors are starting to take effect. I thought Amira was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Risa while you were still here. So, for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. The public has been informed that if someone sees him, they call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. But some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Risa for a long while, even before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timelines and see the murders happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point to Risa. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I am still staying here? I don't know. We can't really predict the public opinion, but you can bet there will be critical voices. I'm not sure how I could convince everyone that I'm not involved with Risa plans. Well, you do have to count the support. If Amira voiced that you were on our side, it would be so bad if the public found out. Yeah, but she also made it clear that she believes most people would not have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Amira plays the political game a lot. She aligns with the public opinion, so people like her. It's a good tactic, it's very dishonest, I can't blame her for that. Honestly, it's dishonest. I really fucking hate it when people do that shit. It is, but that's who she is. Does the public know about the portal's current state? No. If it cannot be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. If they can't if it can't be fixed, they wouldn't. And if it can't be fixed, they aren't going to net it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Compared to reason, it's not really a problem. They might become one pretty soon if word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice. What happened to me? How would you deal with Reza if you caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we would have to work something out between our legal system and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal was done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Reza would likely be held until contact has been reestablished or just serve his sentence here. I see. How do jails work anyway? Well, if a crime has been committed and proven without a doubt, a jail sentence can be the consequence. All delinquents live in an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive the help they need, and efforts are taken to make them realize their wrongdoings and integrate them back into our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped, for sure, but mostly it is just a very controlled environment. That's not very much of a punishment. It's a consequence, not necessarily a punishment. Our society has a society at large benefits more from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. That's like how it used to be back up now. These days, our city, you get 3 strikes. What does that mean? 3 infractions of our rules, and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is a drain on our limited resources, we won't support them. While I understand why you need to incorporate such a policy, the finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It's worked so far, and it's not as if the outside is completely unkind. Not the way you described it. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community, or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city-state is still much better than the outside, though. They're very strict with those allowed to live there. It's a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or lives of its people is removed very quickly. How would a murder like Rizzo be dealt with? An eye for an eye. No, we don't do that. Yes, you do. But murder is a crime so heinous that immediate expulsion is another consequence, regardless of prior infractions. I see. So, what do these citizens think about this system? Some agree with the methods, some don't. But as long as it works, people won't complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. I guess that means politics don't play a big role where you come from. Oh. No. No, they won't change a working system. It varies here, but I'm so tired of Emera in the games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored towards the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. You know what? That gives me an idea. Really? What is it? The event visit and all the associated consequences are her responsibility, right? Yes. For her, this situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. That sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. How? She can't send me back to my world right now. That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and humans in general. That's true. If I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. You couldn't convince her to let her stay in the world, although, yes, but I was trying to reason and plead with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. I think we can manipulate this fear of hers and use it to our advantage. If there were consequences to fear from Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public, what would be reason for her to reconsider any action, right? I suppose so. But what situation could this apply for? To? She nearly sent me back to the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something we can use against her. I think I see where you come from. Reza still mistreated me, though. All things considered, it wouldn't be beneficial for him to just stay here. No offense. But even if our prisons offer a better standard of living, offer a better standard of living than your city. As such, couldn't that be a reason for him to have vandalized the portal? I don't think so. I'm not going to try and read that again. I think I read it wrong. I don't think so. You're right. Your world is in much better shape than ours. But even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reason I did. To help our people. He has a very pronounced sense of duty to humanity, and I believe him when he stepped through the portal. He proclaimed that he would do everything he could. When I meet him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission over with as soon as possible, so he could return to our world with aid. That's going to be difficult with the P.31. The person who did it probably didn't realize it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he'll do next? And if anything happens, I can't leave either. If the portal's gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that? It'd be so bad. I'd love living here. That'd be a shame. I would indeed love living here. I love living here. Everything I've heard about this place is so wonderful compared to back home. That's good to hear. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stuck around. Only now do I realize that everything I told you earlier must seem petty compared to the struggles you face. You're right, don't say that. We all have our own struggles. We do all our own struggles, but yeah, don't say that. I think yours are pretty bad because, yeah, why not? That's not how that works. That's like saying a person can't be happy because someone else might be happier than them. Don't downplay your own suffering like that. That kind of thinking only makes it worse. Thanks, Redden. I can't imagine what life must have be like from where you are. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. That hasn't changed. I'm also afraid of going back to the city though. Times are so rough. Yet even if I didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just let them down like that. You know, I have to try and do what I can. That's why I came here. I wish I could be that strong. Who says you can't? You aren't. Deal with it. Why does it matter? Cool, another critical decision that'll decide the entire fate of this run because Remy just needs 10,000 of those. Anyway, and who says you can't? Because I feel like it's probably a good one. Hopefully. I don't know, you told me about your old job. Yeah, I miss those old days. What about it? It's not exactly the same as saving city, but you are helping people, right? That's true. Maybe, once your term with the mirror is over, you could do something like that again. I really wish I could. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Do you even like me? There must be a reason why you put up with me for so long. What are you talking about? Do you consider me a friend? Or maybe more. Like you as a friend, I like you. It's more just a friend. Don't read too much into our meetings. Like you as more than just a friend because obviously that's why we came here. Is that so? In that case, well, the summer festival is coming soon. It's an event we hold every year. We hold this event every town. God, they've got fireworks and all kinds of shows. It might be fun for you to experience a different part of our culture. What do you say? Would you like to come with me? I'd love to, but I can't promise I won't have other obligations at the time. I see. Well, I'll call you, and we'll see if we can work it out around our schedules. Sure thing. Then it's settled. I probably should get going now, though. Thanks for hitting me up, Tyson. Likewise. Please give me a call, because I'm gonna get really pissed, because there was a lot of fucking dialogue that was really important, like, oh, I called the authorities on Anna. Or, sorry, we called the authorities on Anna. When? When? I don't know. Is the time recording? Okay, yeah. We could do Ketsuharu and make this a probably decent sized episode instead of that. No, I actually am gonna have to. I can run through it later. There you are. I wasn't sure if I was gonna. I forgot what I did for your voice. Oh, this is gonna sound terrible. I'm not sure if I was going the right way. I wasn't sure if I was going to find you from the description you gave me. Well, that was to consider where I do business. You could have asked anyone, and they would have told you where to find me. I see. Now, what would you like? Now, what would you like for your ice cream? Well, what do you have to offer? What do I have to offer? I have for the mid dish, I have ice cream, gelato, frozen yogurt. That is yogurt? I've never seen yogurt spelled like that. Huh. Is that a typo? Can't be. Frozen custard, soft serve, sorbet, sandwiches, popsicles, sherbet, cold toffee, snow cones, and hello. Alright. Besides, I can offer you waffles, sticks, pretzels, cups, waffle cones, cakes cones, sugar cones, chocolate coated cones, double cones, or vanilla cones. So variety you have here there.
and I even started about the toppings. Now you know why I have to keep dragging this big cart everywhere. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but we're closed. You know we're closed. But we are. I would rather buy ice cream though. Please, it's with hot, and I'll pay you twice as much. Sorry, we're closed. Can you tell me when you're gonna be open? When I feel like it. Now, off you go. But
I like how you came out of nowhere. Maybe I'll see if there's different dialogue if I'm dating you. I doubt it. But Katara waves a call dismissively.
Off you go.
Sheesh, whatever. I'll just go and jump into a lake or something. Why did you come here? When you're close.
This is just my spot. Has been for a long time. I'll open for those pesky customers later. But right now, I have a guest to entertain.
I see. How long have you been doing this?
I've been in the business for over 40 years now.
Oh wow.
You see, I am this town's only real ice cream vendor. So, sure, you could just go into a store and buy any pre-made ice cream nowadays. But it's not the same. My customers know that. They love my ice cream. Of course, I don't just sell it. I also do ice cream parties and catering.
Ice cream parties?
Only for very special occasions.
Townsfolk must really like your ice cream then.
Oh yes, but business has been wonderful for decades. Lately, everything just seems to be going down.
What is that?
Every day, as customers find their way to me. If I don't sell everything, things start to spoil, and I have to throw them away. I never had to do that before. If it keeps going like this for much longer, I might have to face the reality of bankruptcy. I was planning to retire in a few years, but I can't. Not like this. It wouldn't be nearly as bad if I hadn't also lost all my savings recently.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I happen to be an avid player of a game called
some Chinese poker game,
and it just so happens sometimes people play it for money too.
That's all your savings by gambling.
That's a funny thing about gambling. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you win big, and sometimes you lose all your savings. That's just how it goes.
I see. Well, you can always limit yourself. How did you decide to become an ice cream vendor anyway?
I have quite a history, human. So I hope you're prepared.
Well, I'm an ambassador, so if you have a story to tell, I'll listen.
As you wish. I have very fond memories of my childhood. When I was little, we had a confectioner in town who offered all kinds of specialties, from cookies and sweets to cakes and chocolates. The owner was a kind old juggeress who made everything that was sold in the shop with her own 2 claws. Her confectionery was always very good, but it was her ice cream that was truly exceptional. Even as a small child, I could always taste the difference. Even my peers didn't care and proclaimed one ice cream as good as the next. As I grew up, I came to a fundamental understanding about people. There are those who are content with the lowest common denominator, and those, like me, who could appreciate the finer details in expertly crafted things.
It also depends on what guild you're going to, because how do I want to explain this? Automotive. I take automotive classes because I like them, but I don't really understand nor know the finer details like most of the other peers in my class do. However, with something like biology, I appreciate the finer details in that more than most of my peers. So, that's a very dependent statement, not just one-sided, but you do you, old man.
I talked to her when I heard her plans were done, to see if someone else was to continue running the shop, or she had taken an apprentice, but to my utter dismay, I learned that this was not the case. You see, she was the kind of humble person who didn't think of herself or her wares as special in any way, so she never felt the need to preserve them. I realized that without my intervention, her art would be lost forever. I begged and pleaded for her not to let this happen, but she insisted that I had vastly overestimated her skill. It was not until I ran out and brought her some of the store-bought pork they dared to call ice cream that she gave in and agreed with me. As a creator, she, of course, had never felt the need to buy some for herself when she could just make her own, and after only eating her own wonderful ice cream for those years, it had just become ordinary for her. She had never realized how exceptional it truly was. Even though she was already at retirement age at the time, she took me in as an apprentice to teach me the fine art of confectionery. I was a student for a few years and learned the basics of many different recipes, but unfortunately, she passed away before I could learn the secret to her particular blend of ice cream. For the next several years, I traveled from city to city, trying to find her relatives or confectioners of a similar caliber in order to find the last ingredients of the recipe. It's love. It's always love. Going from one disappointment to the next, I finally tracked down a distant nephew who remembers her from her own childhood. I really hope you don't hear my sister in the background because I fucking hell. Even back then, her ice cream had apparently been very popular in the family. He was very happy to hear that she was able to fulfill her dream of owning her own confectionery. However, after she told me that the recipe was the confectioner's own, and that she had never divulged it to anyone else, I had to realize that this was a secret she had apparently taken with her to the grave. Nowadays, people tell me that I was passive. What they don't know is that all the different recipes I use, all the veins I offer, came to me when I tried to recreate her recipe. I never succeeded. You did because it's love and you really like your job, so congratulations. I just look at the number of different ice creams I sell. People tell me how impressive that is, and how they look all wonderful. They think it makes me better than her, but she's the only one. She only ever sold a single flavor, a single variety. She never needed anything else, because that one flavor was perfect. I can only describe my own success to what I learned from her. Of course, this corner is not the only place where I sell ice cream, but I also have my spots. I also have my spots in the surrounding villages, but even out there, I can slowly see the influence of the cities taking over. The trouble is, nowadays, people just don't appreciate the art anymore. They only care that they can eat, not about what they eat. They're too quick to settle for what they can get in the local supermarkets. Ugly, mass-manufactured pulp. Gah! You know, some of those companies have approached me before. They wanted to buy my recipes, but I won't let them ruin what I have made by making it cheap and easy to produce like the stuff they sell. My ice cream is only what it is because I still make it myself with my own 2 hands. That is what this is the way it has been and how it's going to be. You mentioned you were planning to retire in a few years. What's going to happen then? Don't you have any students who will take over the business afterwards? Young gave a big sigh. I wish. I had a few students who wanted to learn the art, but they all gave up sooner or later. Why is that? I may have been very forgiving, but the recipes aren't. Some steps require manual labor, and people don't expect the harsh conditions that come with the job. Many apply only because they know how successful I am, or how much I sell on a hard day, but they don't see all the work that goes on behind the scenes. I see the same influence on the cities corrupting the youth today. They are lazy and seek instant gratification, wanting to make the recipes easier to cut corners, but I would stand to compromise on quality. If there's no one willing to learn, appreciate, and preserve the art, it will tell me there is no desire for my ice cream in the world anymore. Let them have their cheap stuff, if that's what all they want. I'd rather take my recipes to the grave than let the big companies have them. I have a grandson who may be my last hope. Unlike others, he was always interested not only in eating my ice cream, but also in learning and what it took to make it. In a year or 2, he will be old enough to become my apprentice, if he desires so. I'm not sure if his interest will still be present. Even if it is, I don't know if he will be able to brave the hardships that come with it. But I have hope. However, that is a talk for the future. I have much more pressing problems right now. Like what? You see, this area used to be a public spot for people to meet each other. But ever since Tattoo Park opened, it's not worth it to come to my corner anymore. The store is closer now. Maybe you shouldn't count on the people seeking you out. You should try coming to the people instead. That's what the cart's for, right? Have you tried moving it somewhere else? Moving? Well, that's what donuts are for, right? What's in my spot for the last 40 years? It's always worked out great. It's always worked great for me. Considering it's not working out so great now, maybe it's time for a change. Dragon has a call to his chin, and his expression telling me that he was in deep thought. I guess I don't really have anything to lose at this point. What do you propose? I'm not sure how I let you convince me to come here when this is a place that stole all my customers from me. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. The world is ever changing, and you can't stop that. You have to find ways to deal with it, or else you'll be left behind in the past. It's too easy to just blame the change and be done with it. You shouldn't really be so quick to give up, you know? But all my customers know that the other corner is my spot. How are they going to find me here? I think the people who will buy some ice cream will spread the word. You think so? It's summer. I'm sure there are tons of people around who like to buy an ice cream right now. Well, if you think you can sell ice cream better than me, then please go right ahead. What do you usually do? What do you mean? Well, what's your usual sales tactic? I don't need to do anything special. People always come to me. During my best times, they'd wait for my arrivals in lines, and I'd be sold out within minutes. I see. May have worked before, but these times call for different measures, I think. I set up the cart at one of the busier corners. Once it was ready, we only need to get the word out. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream by one only Katsuharu here in Tattoo Park. It's on while supplies last. It didn't take much to make people in the vicinity take notice. The first customers arrived quickly. Of course, everyone recognized Katsuharu and loved his ice cream, but they also commended him on his new location. Others, however, were attracted by me. Even that was generally under police protection. Openly selling ice cream gave people plenty of excuses to come over for a short chat. Soon, people were flocking to the cart as word got around of the human selling Katsuharu's legendary ice cream in Tattoo Park. Oh no. Can I get one of those, please? Of course, one ice cream for my favorite art student. How do you know? I've seen you around. Besides, your accessories can be given away. Oh, okay. Oh no. I need some ice cream. My colleagues are dehydrated from the working in the heat. How many cups would you like? Let's make it 10. Alright, here you go. 10 cups plus one extra just for you. Thanks. Thank you. I'll make it come. Business was booming, but it wasn't until a certain person showed up that things were about to get serious. Oh no. Well, this is interesting. Minister, what do you think you're doing here? Well, what does it look like? It looks like you're selling ice cream. And since I personally know Katsuharu, I know that it is exquisite ice cream method. Not a bad guess. I don't want... That's true, wait. What am I thinking? I don't know. I don't want to tell you what to do, but if trade commissioners find out about this, I won't hear the end of it. They'll probably be blathering about unfair competition and abuse of his status. I wouldn't mind his complaints, you know. But since I am in charge of your visit, it's all going to come back to me, and he's going to want an explanation. I just want to help Katsuharu, that's all. Help him, he's in trouble. Alas, the human speaks the truth. Ever since opening in Tattoo Park, my business has been plagued by drought and become forsaken. Ever since the opening of Tattoo Park, my business has been plagued by drought and become forsaken like a desert. Well, it's not hard to see why. When you keep saying the old spot on the other side of town, it was always an idea to come here. And it was a good one. You don't look like you have much trouble here at all, my friend. Yes, I have to admit defeat on that front, but in hindsight, all successful ideas look like good ones. Okay, I worked that through my head. I don't know why it took me so long. Anyway, my friend, how come you never told me about any of this? I could have arranged something for you. I was sure that you had more troubling issues yourself than taking care of a businessman who should be able to take care of himself. Well, I won't stand for this town's only ice cream vendor going out of business. With this new location, I don't think you'll have any more trouble. But in order to resolve this slow situation here right now, I think I'll have to go with a different solution. You want to sell ice cream person? Then I'll just have to buy the rest of your inventory. Minister, you must be very hungry, then, or very hot, maybe both. I'm sure the other employees in my building will appreciate a little something to combat the heat. Would you mind if I borrowed the cart for a while? Otherwise, I'm not sure how I would go about transporting it all safely. But at all, just let me know when I can retrieve it. Of course. She carried the cart off? You mean the very big, heavy cart? You're telling me a politician did manual labor? That is some serious bullshit. Well, that was interesting. This could have probably turned out better for me. I can hardly feel the excitement of my glory days returning to these old bones of mine. You sound like you two know each other. Indeed, I've served her ice cream since the beginning of my career. Talk about a long-time customer. And a good one, too. I know she has not only enjoyed my ice cream out of tradition or necessity, but also due to an appreciation for the fine arts. She's a connoisseur, like me. And she bought the whole inventory. Yes, but I don't just see it as a big spender. She's a true patron of the arts. Do you like her? I know you say something like that about her. She's a muse and inspiration. Her lifestyle embodies the philosophy of my art. Do you ask if I like that? Pah. I see how it is. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you for your help. Again, there's no need for that. I'd have to be some more asking, but I'm afraid for the day. Actually, I didn't even have one earlier. What? Yeah, the customer you didn't want to serve interrupted us, and Alamir took the rest with her. Oh, you're. What do you mean customer? You know it was Bryce. You could say Bryce. What a great shame. You sold all my stock, and yet didn't get a chance to indulge in your luxury yourself. It's no big deal. Yeah, I already went through food porn earlier, so it's okay. You know, you could come by the next time when I'm in town. Again, now that you have saved business, I'll let you eat all the ice cream you want. Thanks. Oh, maybe not all of it. Oh, I also might go bankrupt again. I got hard to save this business. But who won at the prospect of the free artistic night green? Cool. Now that's that story. I think that's the last extra person. Gonna call it for this episode here because hey Remy, hello. I'm so glad you called me. What's my status with you? Impressed. Yeah, because I actually did good on that last date. And I'm like, oh my sister's been singing for a while. I really hope you haven't been hearing that because that's gonna be so annoying in the recording. Okay. Hello, this is Remy. I just want to remind you about the summer festival. It is Saturday day, so I hope you can make it. It'd be nice if you were there, though I'm not sure how to feel this, but I usually try to avoid crowds. In any case, please let me know if you want to go. That's all. Okay, and well, that's his final way the episode's gonna end. So guys, I went back through Remy's date and to get that missing dialogue because I really feel like it's really fucking critical to have. So this is the beginning of that. This is just a major change in the first one because I got impressed all the way through. So let's start reading or going through it. Anyway, thank you for your help. How about I invite you to my place for dinner? Sometimes you're busy. Oh, it's not necessary. I enjoyed my time here. I insist. All right, then. I already have your number. Then you probably want to have mine as well. And you probably have mine as well. I do. Great. Let me call when it's convenient for you. I will. Good night, Horizon. Good night. I wondered whether the dragon was being nice or just didn't want to feel indebted to me after I helped him. In any case, the time I spent in the library had been enjoyable, and I was looking forward to seeing him again. Though I wondered about his insistence on having me into his home. Had I just been asked out by a dragon? I was going to find out soon enough. Alright, and that's where we find out how he invited us. So yeah, that's it. We'll be moving on to the next part. This is Remy's first phone dialogue for the dinner date. Hello, this is Remy speaking. I'm calling in regard to the dinner we talked about. I'll have an opening soon, and I was wondering if you also have the time. Let me know if you're interested. Have a good day. That's my official invitation. Now, it's a question of whether I want to go back or not. So did some backtracking, and did Anna's date first, so I could do this dialogue. And she's with Anna. By the way, I noticed you went to see Anna the other day. How's that? How do you know about that? I saw you two together a little before you left the building. That's kind of unexpected. Or at the field in the first place. Just like by it. Apparently, she wanted to run some tests on me. Oh, that is so typical, though. Let me tell you something. That woman is trouble. Big trouble. A few years ago, she was discovered performing unapproval and therefore illegal experiments. She's been running them for a while, under the assumption that she would be allowed to. But in the end, our council's ethics committee made a decision against her. Anna's defense was that she did it for the greater good, and that she was confident that her experience would be approved eventually. She lambasted us for not allowing her to research and said our decision was short-sighted and stifled innovation. In the end, no proof of any actual wrongdoing could be found, so she basically got off the scot-free. Since then, she's remained under the radar until now. There are rumors going around about Anna. Surprise, her latest application involves human DNA. Her casual disregard for rules of any kind should tell you what kind of person she is. But she does have a brilliant mind, you know, but the way she uses it. She's manipulative, arrogant, abusive. I don't think you should trust her. Maybe she isn't as bad as you say. I agree. Wiki says this. I agree. Snake seems off about her. Soon, both of our plates are pretty clean. Well, it's just more interesting dialogue. Because I stayed and impressed them the entire way, I guess. Let's not talk about it any further. We can still share the other slides if you want. Alright. Helped them clean up, and after we were done, we shared the remaining slice of cake.
It seemed unreal that someone with his personality could still eat his half with a single bite, when I took much longer with my tiny fork. By the end of dessert, he seemed a little different, though I couldn't pinpoint how. Eventually, we said our goodbyes, and I left. Notice I also have the passion card this time, so I'm guessing other run we wouldn't have had the sex, so I'm kind of glad I went back. Dialogue for Marie. I'm going to the park. Hello, this is Marie. I know you're very busy and probably have more important things to do, but I was wondering if you'd like to visit Tatsu Block sometime. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Please let me know if you can find the time. Have a good day. Let's talk about something. I wonder what that's about. So this is on during the running path, or when I'm on Anna and I run outside. Hello, Edson. It's good to see you. What are you doing here? I made it with Anna, and now I have to run to that's for nothing special, just going out for a jog. Can talk and I'll see you later. Probably not best mention I'm with Anna. So just going for a jog. I see. Drink the fresh air then. How about you? Oh, it's a Mary's run. Is a Mary breathing down your neck again? Always. Well, better not hold you up then. Won't catch you before I go. Haven't made it around yet. Well, what do you mean? Our next meeting. Oh, I haven't forgotten. I've just been a little busy with all kinds of things. This included. I'll have to get back to you on that. No problem. See you around then. Till we meet. And so here we are back here at the choice. Sorry, this episode, this recording is a bit wishy-washy with the editing. I don't know how I'm gonna interject it. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Yada yada yada.